Lots of folks are struggling because they're overwhelmed with difficult feelings, and I want to show you how to get a handle on them, make sense of them, and help your feelings work for you. My name is Joshua Friedman. I'm the CEO of an organization called 6 Seconds, and we are here to help everyone increase their emotional intelligence. The process I want to show you is called VET. Validate, Explore, Transform. And I'm going to show you with an app that we've built, take you through the process. You can use the app or you can do it on a piece of paper. Either way, I think you'll find this to be an incredibly effective and helpful tool. And when you're dealing with big stuff and you're feeling overwhelmed, untangling that, making sense of it, and turning your feelings into allies.
What's great about the Cards app is it gives you a really easy way to flip through a lot of emotions. In this first step of navigating emotions, we're going to validate our feelings. And to validate your feelings, you name it, you identify what's going on for you, and then you say, yeah, this has value. This is something here for me. It's really helpful to have Cards or the Cards app because it's sometimes hard to break down a big complicated feeling into its component parts. And flipping through and seeing the different images and either dragging them onto the board or physically putting them on the table is a really effective way for you to sort through a complicated, big emotional experience. To get started with the app, you're going to create an account. You just click on the Create an Account button, and then you're going to enter your email address, and it's going to send you a code. And you copy and paste the code from your email into the system. And then you're going to be able to choose the kind of account you want, put in the coupon code that we give you, and you're ready to get started. You can dismiss this help and then click on Create Board. You can call it anything you want. And then there are different activities you can select. We're going to choose Navigating Emotions. Confirm. And then it's going to show you different cards you can select. And I suggest you start with these animal emotion cards for this activity. You'll see there are a lot of different emotions on the animal emotion cards. When you find a card that matches a feeling that's part of your big complicated feeling, you just drag it on to this validate area. And that's a way of saying, yes, I'm feeling this. I recognize it. And it's here for me. It's here to teach me something. You can also enlarge cards to symbolize that feeling might be bigger or a heavier part of this experience. Now we're going to go on to the next step, Explore. And in this step, we're going to try to understand more about what these feelings are telling us. And the Cards app is great because it lets you look at the emotions in a little more detail. The key thing here is to be curious and to explore, to look at these different feelings and try to understand what they might be telling you. They're messages from you, for you, and what are they about? And as you flip over the cards, you're able to read a little bit more detail about the cards that you've selected and zoom in and read what they have to say and consider, what is this about? What is this asking me? What is this pointing me towards? What is the insight that this feeling is trying to help me see that maybe I'm not seeing without that feeling? Each feeling offers us a perspective. Each feeling helps us notice something different. What I suggest you do is go down and get the Post-it note, and you can create a little summary for yourself from your reflection. You've been exploring and you've read these different messages, and consider the combination of these feelings. What do those things tell you together? And this is a really complicated question, but as you do your reflection, maybe you can think about how it feels to have a little bit of each of those feelings together. In my case, I think it might be that it's inviting me to think about a new path to connect. Now we're going to go on to step 3, transform. And warning, you can't really do this step if you haven't fully done steps 1 and 2. But you'll see on the instructions, step 3 is to get one of the coach cards. And as you read through the coach cards, you'll see they each have a powerful question. And what I encourage you to do is take your time and read through these cards and find one or two, find a few cards, you can narrow it down later, that have a question that really helps you think about gently moving this situation forward. If you're pushing hard to transform, go back and do a little bit more validate and explore. The transform step should be easy. Once you reach this stage, the transform is going to flow. It's the natural state of emotion to move. And we hold on to it, we stay in it when it's unresolved and when we're resisting it and we're telling ourselves, I shouldn't feel what I feel. But when we can really let ourselves feel what we feel, the transform is going to happen almost by itself. In this step, there's some questions that you can reflect on and consider. Maybe this helps me release this. Maybe this helps me move this situation forward gently, respectfully, honoring my own feelings, honoring what's going on for others. Each of these questions helps you get a new perspective. And that's also what emotions do. They help you get new perspectives. What I found is that when I read the questions, if I've really explored the feelings, the questions help give me a little nudge and say, oh, yeah, that's how I can put this together. This is how I can move ahead. And if you'd like to, you can get another Post-it and you can create a little summary for yourself of what that next step might look like, how you want to do that transformation process. But it may be that you don't need to do anything. A lot of times the answer is more about being and just being present with the feelings, being insightful about what's going on, and that clarity, that valuing of your own emotional experience is in itself often the transformation.
So that's the process. VET. When you've got some difficult feelings to deal with, VET. Remember, this is something you can use anytime, and if you want to use it in the app, it works really well, but it's something you can use by yourself on a piece of paper in your journal or even with somebody else. If you want to go further, I hope you dig into emotional intelligence with us. We've got an incredible community of people practicing together, and you are invited.